United States is one of the most culturally rich countries in the world, home to hundreds of different tribes with hundreds of different cultures. Because of this, there are hundreds of myths and legends that may or may not have some basis in reality. Today, we're going to look at 5 cities from Native American myths that may have existed. So join us as we count down the top 5 cities from Native American myths that may have existed. Number 5. Cahokia. The Mississippian culture thrived in what is today the Midwestern United States from roughly 800 AD until about 1400 AD at its peak. It was one of the largest and most complex societies in North America, with hundreds of thousands of people spread across dozens of different settlements. By far the largest and most influential of these settlements was Cahokia, located near present-day East St. Louis, Illinois. It featured the largest earthen mound in the United States, which has been nicknamed the Monk's Mound. It was so large that it could easily be mistaken for the Great Pyramid of Giza from miles away. Cahokia also featured an incredibly advanced system of roads and was even home to one of the first astronomical observatories in the Western Hemisphere. But despite all of this, within only a few decades, the entire city had been abandoned. Archaeologists believe that a combination of environmental and societal factors led to the rapid decline of the city. Whatever the reason, it was clearly quite an impressive city, and today the site is a UNESCO World Heritage Center. Before we move on to our next spot, make sure to leave a like if you're enjoying the video so far. No. 4. The City of the Seven Chiefs. The City of the Seven Chiefs is a legendary city from the Iroquois Confederacy, which is made up of the Mohawk, Onondaga, Oneonta, Cayuga, and Seneca nations. According to legend, the city was founded by a group of 7 chiefs who fled their homeland after a devastating war. They traveled south until they reached a beautiful valley surrounded by mountains, which is today known as the Finger Lakes region of New York. Here, they settled down and built a great city. It quickly became a hub of trade and culture, attracting people from all over the world. However, as the city grew, the 7 chiefs began to worry about what would happen to it once they were gone. They called a meeting of all the tribes in the area and told them that when they died, they wanted their bodies to be thrown into the lake that they had settled beside. This way, their spirits could live on in the water and protect the city. The people agreed and built great monuments in their honor. However, over time, the memory of the 7 chiefs was lost and the monuments were destroyed. All that remains today are the Finger Lakes themselves. While there is no archaeological evidence to support the existence of the City of the Seven Chiefs, there is evidence that the Iroquois people did live in the area as early as 1,000 years ago. 3. The Great Zimbabwe. The Great Zimbabwe is a UNESCO World Heritage Site located in modern-day Zimbabwe. For centuries, it was home to the Kingdom of Zimbabwe, which thrived between the 11th and 15th centuries. At its peak, it was a major center of trade and culture, with merchants traveling from as far away as China and India to buy gold and ivory. However, by the 16th century, the city had been abandoned. Today, all that remains are the ruins of its once great walls. Despite its mysterious origins, the Kingdom of Zimbabwe played a key role in the development of southern Africa. Its rulers were powerful and wealthy, and they used their resources to build a thriving kingdom. They also developed a unique style of architecture that is still admired today. Unfortunately, the kingdom eventually collapsed due to a combination of internal and external pressures. But its legacy lives on in the ruins of Great Zimbabwe. Number 2. Pueblo del Sol. According to legend, Pueblo del Sol was a great city located somewhere in the southwestern United States. It was said to be inhabited by a highly advanced race of people who lived in harmony with nature. They were skilled farmers, builders, and astronomers, and they built their homes in the shape of the stars in the sky. However, one day, a terrible flood struck the city and destroyed everything. Only a few survivors remained, and they fled to the mountains to escape the rising waters. Over time, the memory of Pueblo del Sol faded away, and all that remained were the ruins of the city and the stories of the people who had lived there. Some believe that the City of Gold was real, and that it was destroyed by a natural disaster, such as a flood or earthquake. Others believe that it was a myth created by the Native Americans to explain the ruins of ancient cities. However, there is evidence that suggests that a great flood did occur in the region sometime in the past. Could this have been the event that destroyed the city? Or is the City of Gold nothing more than a myth? Number 1. The City of the Gods. The story of the City of the Gods is one of the most well-known Native American myths. It tells the tale of a magical city hidden deep in the mountains. The city was said to be inhabited by gods who lived among humans and taught them how to farm, build houses, and live in harmony with nature. However, the gods were eventually driven out by evil spirits and they left the city abandoned. Over time, the location of the city was forgotten, and all that remained were the stories of the gods. The story of the City of the Gods is thought to have originated with the Hopi people. For centuries, they have told stories of a mythical city that existed long ago in the American Southwest. According to Hopi tradition, the city was home to a race of beings who were half human and half god. These beings lived in harmony with the natural world and taught early humans how to live off the land. However, as time went on, the people became greedy and began to exploit the resources of the earth. The gods then decided to abandon the city and leave the people to their own devices. The story of the City of the Gods is an important part of Hopi culture. It teaches the people that they must live in balance with nature and never exploit the resources of the earth. Do you believe any of these cities actually existed? Let us know in the comments below. And now for the last part of our countdown, where we reveal the runner-up for the top 5 cities from Native American myths that may have existed. Before we get started though, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss future videos. No. 5. Patiti. Patiti is a legendary Inca city that is said to have been located in the Amazon rainforest. It was supposedly founded by the Inca king Pachacati in the 15th century, and it served as a refuge for the Inca people during the Spanish conquest of Peru. According to legend, the city was hidden by a thick wall of vines and could only be accessed through a secret tunnel. This allowed the Inca to escape detection by the Spanish and live in relative peace for many years. However, in the 18th century, the city was discovered by a Spanish conquistador named Francisco de Orellana. He and his men entered the city through the secret tunnel and were amazed by what they saw inside. They found a bustling metropolis with palaces, temples, and gardens, as well as a large population of Inca people. Unfortunately, the Spanish were not friendly and they began to plunder the city and enslave the Inca. Many of the inhabitants were killed or taken back to Spain as slaves, and the city itself was burned to the ground. Since then, the location of Patiti has been lost, and all that remains are the stories of those who once lived there. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button and share it with your friends. Do not forget to subscribe either, so you can stay up to date on all of our latest videos.